Hello everyone, it's Nick. Hope you guys are doing great. I had to rep the championship gear because the Lakers are getting back a key member of that championship squad in Rajon Rondo.
Laker Nation, what's happening? I'm back. Glad to be back in this building. Wonderful drive this morning back to work. I'm excited to get back to work with you guys. Looking forward to great things this year. Stay tuned.
He's officially back with the Lakers after one season away from the team. After being the X factor of that 2020 Lakers championship team, he decided to chase the bag while he still can. He signed a 2-year, $15 million deal with the Atlanta Hawks, something I definitely don't blame him for, and most certainly wished him all the best when it happened. Definitely didn't blame him for wanting to cash out before retiring because he knows that he's towards the end of his career. Then he got traded to the Clippers at the trade deadline and had an unsuccessful tenure there. Now he's back with the Lakers on a very cheap deal. Even though he's coming in cheap, he'll still make this full $7.5 million this season between the buyout he had with the Grizzlies, which is where he got traded before signing with the Lakers. So it's a big W for Rajon Rondo here. Now, while I don't expect Rajon Rondo to play much, just his veteran presence alone and his vocal leadership, I think will definitely make a big difference for the Lakers in a very good way. So if you can please consider liking the video, that'd be much appreciated. If you can please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell, that'd be much appreciated as well, as I'm getting so close to 700 subscribers. Links to my social media are in the description. I will follow you back if you follow me. So here we go. There was a time when I did not like Rajon Rondo at all. That was when he was a star point guard of the Boston Celtics, back when the Lakers-Celtics rivalry was reborn. I know I'm not the only Lakers fan that did not like Rondo at all during that time. I respected his game, just he was the enemy back then. I never thought I'd be a fan this many years later. If you know me by now, you know you win me over for life when you play a role in my team winning a championship. Rondo did that. His box score numbers may not indicate that, but his impact on the team goes way beyond that as a leader on the team. He's like an extension of a coach, the guy who huddles the team up. He's a great voice to have in the film room because he's so intelligent. This is what makes me so happy to have him back, even while not expecting him to play so much. I will also have to talk about this past season for him though. Even though he was an X factor for the Lakers during their championship run, this past postseason run for the Clippers, in which the Clippers made their first ever conference finals, unlike what plenty of people including myself expected, Rondo barely played. At the time the Clippers got him though, they felt the need for a vocal leader. They had the talent, but at times just didn't show enough hunger, and lack of leadership seemed to be a problem for them. So getting Rondo was supposed to be the solution for that. Even though Rondo was supposed to be playoff Rondo for the Clippers, after being a non-factor for the Clippers and Hawks last season, that happened to not be the case at all. At least with his on-court play. Maybe he did do some stuff behind the scenes for the Clippers we never knew about. Most likely he was vital to have in the film room during the team's first conference finals run in franchise history, even without their best player. One thing I did notice though about Rondo when I watched some Clippers games at the time of his arrival, when he wasn't in the game, he never sat down. This is the extension of a coach that I mentioned earlier. He got bought out, now he's back with the Lakers, but he's still getting paid for his previous contract even while bought out. Now that Rondo's back with the Lakers, he's on a team full of veterans, as we know. Fun fact, he is one of 6 players to play in the 2012 All-Star Game, which is the year before Anthony Davis entered the NBA. Rondo is now 35 years old, and age has been a big question mark for the Lakers, and Rondo just made this team even older. But let's not forget, the Lakers added some young guys in Malik Monk and Kendrick Nunn. THT is still very young, and Anthony Davis is still 28 years old. I wouldn't say Anthony Davis is really young, but he's still definitely not old. Rondo could still especially be great for Kendrick Nunn's development. He could even help Russell Westbrook. Of course, we know Russell Westbrook, even now, is a far more gifted player than Rondo ever was, but Rondo's basketball IQ, I think anyone who's ever watched basketball knows, far exceeds Russell Westbrook's basketball IQ. Heatcheck made a great video on how there have been teams who had a bunch of guys 30 or older to win championships. The 98 Bulls' entire starting lineup was 30 or older. The 2013 Miami Heat's average age was 30. The 2014 Spurs' average age was also 30. But Tim Duncan was 38, Ginobili was 36, and Tony Parker was 32. And the 2011 Mavericks' average age was 31 and a half. So really the Lakers are not too old to win a championship. Now I'm not trying to suggest that this year's Lakers are better than any of those teams. I definitely do not believe that at all. However, with Kawhi about to miss all of next season, if this Lakers team is healthy, even after what I said at the time the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook, they should be favorites to win the championship unless the fit just ends up being an absolute colossal disaster. What have the Nets done to address their defense? Anyone want to fill me in? Now, I'm not guaranteeing a thing. Injuries could happen. COVID could still be a problem for all we know. Get vaccinated. Let's not forget, the first month or so of the season, the Lakers did look like they were still the best team in the NBA and looked destined to repeat. But then the injuries happened and they started to crumble. Now they have a full off season and they're getting well rested now. Once again, I don't expect Rondo to play much. I even expect him to go into this season at least as a third string point guard behind Russell Westbrook and Kendrick Nunn. Maybe even fourth string if we include LeBron. Rondo as a vocal leader definitely still brings value though. He's also coming in super cheap, so that's another plus. Having both him and Dwight Howard back, bringing back two members of that championship squad that played elsewhere this past season. This could be good for team chemistry. They've already played with LeBron, AD, and Frank Vogel, won a championship with them before, so that championship chemistry could be coming back. So I'm absolutely welcoming Rondo back with open arms. For what he did in the 2020 playoffs for my team, like I said earlier in the video, he won me over for life. For Rondo to come back cheap, for him to still get his $7.5 million from his buyout, the Lakers getting back a guy who already won a championship for them, who will be a vocal leader for this team, it's a win for both Rondo and the Lakers here in my opinion. I also love what Rondo had to say about his return too. We didn't get our parade off a great year and being a champion. I want to do it again. I want a parade here in LA. I think this is a special team that can possibly make that happen. Yeah, let's make it happen. Perhaps if I'm monetized by next year, I can make my way to LA and go to the parade. I'd certainly love to. Gonna need more of you to hit that subscribe button though, if that's going to happen though. Before I end this video, one more thing I want to talk about. There's also rumors about DeAndre Jordan. I'm personally not so all in. It's fully expected that he gets bought out by the Nets. The Lakers already have Marc Gasol and Dwight Howard as their centers though. Anthony Davis should be playing center more than he's willing to. If the Lakers get DeAndre Jordan, it'll just be whatever to me. We know he's not the force on defense that he used to be. He can still block shots, but he's just not quick on his feet anymore and he's pretty easy to beat. So that'll do it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you can consider liking the video, that'd be much appreciated. If you could please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell, that'd be much appreciated as well. Follow me on social media, links are in the description. I'll follow you back. Also, this right here, a video I did for Kobe on 8/24. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it out on his birthday, but 8/24, I guess, close enough. If you want to watch that, I'd really appreciate that. And also, if you want to check out the rest of my basketball playlist, I make baseball and football videos on here too, but here's my basketball playlist if you want to check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Go Lakers. Peace.